Well, hello ladies and ladies, this is Cavallo from datingadviceguru.com. Welcome back to Talking Trash number 4, Taylor Swift Stalker and questions to ask your boyfriend. It's gonna get good. Oh, and stick around to the end because I'm gonna give you some signs to watch out for that your boyfriend or the guy you're looking at might be a stalker. First up in the newsy news, this is Taylor Swift Stalker issue. If you haven't heard about this, maybe you haven't, but it turns out that Taylor Swift has a stalker for the last 2 years or so. His name is Eric Swarbrick, and he's been threatening some pretty horrific things, starting with his desire to rape and kill her. In the same sentence, he declares himself, by the way, her soulmate. Really? Dude, seriously, that's pretty freaky stuff. And I'll admit right up front, but it gets way worse when he starts saying things like, I have learned to absolutely repress the metaphorical monster in me, but very soon I will become completely responsible for myself. What logical conclusion is there other than death? Jeez, dude, lighten up, man. Yeah, seriously, his letters have even gotten more creepy and scary, I guess, over the last few months. Of course, Taylor Swift has gotten a restraining order against him. The judge commanded him to stay away and don't go near her property, stop contacting her. Do you think he's going to listen? Now, hopefully, he's just a guy who's trying to get a little publicity, but there's always a chance he's not. And Taylor Swift has to be especially careful being a high-profile celebrity that will just basically be attracting a lot of nuts. Now, what about you? Have you ever had a guy who wouldn't leave you alone? I think most women have encountered a guy that just wouldn't take no for an answer. But there are a great number of guys who have played in the weird middle ground between persistence, something that you can totally appreciate, and passion for her, the other extreme. Hey, look, stalking ain't no joke. So where does it go too far? Well, from what I've seen, it goes too far when a woman expresses clearly that there is no interest, but he doesn't back off. If you've made a sincere attempt to express that you're not interested and he won't listen to you, at the very least, you know you've got a guy to be careful about, right? Now, most guys are actually pretty decent. They wouldn't harm anybody, but every so often you do get a bad one in the bunch. And that's where I'm going to give you some signs to watch out for that the guy that you're with is a stalker. But first, 3 questions to ask your boyfriend. And these questions are good because they screen out the guys that are just outside of your comfort zone. Because let's face it, sometimes you get started in a relationship and he turns into a whack job later on. You want to have some questions that'll help you figure out his personality as much as you can. So, question number 1 to ask your boyfriend: do you think you've ever chased a woman too much? Now, this one will cut straight to the chase, very directly. If he declares there's no way he'd ever do anything like that without even pausing to think about it, you should pay attention, because what you want to see is a moment of reflection where he's like, because we know we've all gone too far in the past, but hopefully it's not creepy stalker stuff, right? And he's never going to actually admit it. So you have to be more subtle and listen to what he's not saying sometimes. Question number 2 to ask your boyfriend: have you ever been arrested? Oh yeah. Now this is one that you're not going to just launch into a conversation with him about, right? Don't throw that in his face and expect him to be not to be intimidated. Instead, work it into a conversation later on when he's warmed up a little bit. It's especially good if you can talk to him about something crazy that you did that you didn't get arrested for. And then it seems like a reasonable question to ask, right? And then listen for anything that comes out of his mouth after that that doesn't sit well with you. And also listen to the stuff that he doesn't tell you. Question number 3 to ask your boyfriend: what's the most powerful or romantic kind of love? The purpose of this question is simply to see how he thinks about romance and love relationships. Most of the guys who end up going over the edge and going to extremes have a view that is actually pretty extreme. They overly romanticize love, and they will have unreasonable expectations of a loving relationship. And of course, most of these guys will never turn into mad stalkers, but the guys that do will leave clues, right? So be sure to screen them out with a few targeted questions to ask your boyfriend. You might be surprised at what you hear. All right, now before we go, I did promise you a couple of clues to watch out for that you got yourself a potential stalker. All right, 4 signs he's a potential stalker. Sign number 1: he's too intense. When these guys set their sights on you, they've made a decision that you're the one they want, at least for now. Stalkers hold strong eye contact also in a way that can feel pretty overwhelming. Number 2, they stop by unannounced. Their dropping by unannounced behavior is one that makes women the most nervous. You feel confused, maybe slightly flattered, right? But you also feel nervous because deep down, your instincts are pinging away, telling you that this is weirdo behavior. Spidey sense gone wild. Number 3, he knows more about you than you told him. These guys make it their mission to get as much information about a person as possible. Stalkers will ask anyone they know or meet for details about you once they become fixated on you. And finally, number 4, they react from a creepy aggression. If you make them angry, jealous, or threatened, they go into an abandonment mode that can honestly be kind of terrifying. So watch out for guys that trip up your instincts, that set off your spidey sense. Trust your gut and always keep an eye out for uneven behavior. Hey, this is Carlos Cavallo talking trash with you here on datingadviceguru.com. If you want more great stuff like that, I want you to go on over, open another tab in your browser, open up another tab, and of course, go on over to datingadviceguru.com. Check out what I got there for you. I've got articles, got free stuff, and I've got some great training videos. Of course, do the big 3. What is it? Number 1, like this video. That's right, click the like. Number 2, subscribe so you keep getting them every single week, even all this trash I'm talking. And number 3, always turn on those notifications so you get notified when a new video comes out. This is Carlos Cavallo. As always, live and love with passion.